Shalom, shalom, shalom. I'd like to start off this video by giving all honor, praises, and glory unto Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahushai, Bahashem, Kodash. Double honors to my teachers, the elder apostles, and elder bishops of Great Millstone, teaching and ruling well. Peace, salutations, and blessings unto the hopeful elect of the house of Israel. Alright, so pertaining to the times that we're in, for those that are not in the know, okay, tonight is a special holy day. Okay, tonight at sundown. Okay, this is going to be the beginning of the Passover. Okay, and that is a tradition. Okay, since the time of Egypt that us Israelites have been commemorating. Okay, which represents salvation of the Israelites. Okay, and that time from the hands of the oppressors, the Egyptians. And in this modern time, it represents not only the sacrifice of Yahushai, okay, but also the liberation and deliverance from the Edomites, of the liberation of the Israelites from the hands of the modern day Egyptians, which are the Edomites. Okay, so I asked the demon, okay, AI, okay, the difference between the modern day Easter and Passover. So let's go into it, and Lord willing, this will be an edifying lesson. It says here, while Easter and Passover share deep historical roots and often overlap on the calendar, they represent distinct traditions, theological focuses, and cultural practices. Okay, so in other words, they have nothing to do with one another. Okay, the modern day Easter, the one they celebrate in the so-called modern day churches, okay, and the real Passover, okay, has nothing to, they have nothing to do with one another. Okay, it says here the primary difference lies in which holidays commemorates. Okay, so it says here the Passover, Pasak, okay, is an Israelite holiday that commemorates the Exodus. Okay, Exodus. Okay, as I mentioned, how the angel of death passed over the house of those that had their post marked with the blood, which that blood the blood of the lamb, okay, which that blood represents Yahushai, okay, that sacrifice, the unblemished lamb, okay, and how that angel of death passed over the Israelites, okay, that marked their doors, their doorposts with the blood, okay, and went to put to death all the firstborn of the beasts and of man, of the Egyptians. Okay, and as it says, the liberation of the Israelites from Egyptian slavery. It focuses on the theme of freedom, divine intervention. Okay, it says the birth of the Israelite nation. That's the demon adding on to the idea. Okay, so let me bring out a precept. It says here in Exodus 12. So okay, Exodus 12. And it says here, and the Lord spake unto Moses and Aaron in the land of Egypt, saying, this month shall be unto you the beginning of months. Okay, so again, the Passover happens on the first month of the year. Okay, so that's literally, we are in the new year of this year. Okay, the new year starts in during the Passover, man. Okay, the new year starts 2 weeks prior to the Passover. Okay, this is where the spring and spring occurs, and when things life flourishes. Okay, New Year doesn't happen when winter is here and everything is dead. Okay, you see, New Year represents new life. Okay, so again, the New Year starts in spring, where everything buds and the environment flourishes. Okay, so it says here, this month shall be unto you the beginning of months, and it shall be the first month of the year to you. Speak ye unto the congregation of Israel, saying, in the 10th day of this month they shall take to them every man a lamb, according to the house of their fathers, a lamb for an house. Okay, and that lamb again symbolizes Yahushai. Okay, and if the household be too little for the lamb, let him and his neighbor next to unto his, so like, and let him and his neighbor next unto his house take it according to the number of the souls. Every man according to his eating shall make your count for the lamb. Your lamb shall be without blemish, again representing Yahushai, without sin, a male of the first year. Okay, Yahushai being the first fruit. and ye shall take out from the sheep or from the goats, and ye shall keep it up until the 14th day of the same month, and the whole assembly of the congregation of Israel shall kill it in the evening. Okay, so at the evening, that's when you start roasting your at sundown. That's when you start roasting your lamb. Okay, it says here, verse 7, and they shall take the blood and strike it on the two posts, on the two side posts, and on the upper doorposts of the house wherein they shall eat it. Okay, so you're supposed to use the blood and mark the two posts, the two sides of your door and the top of your door. Okay, to symbolize that you've partook in the Passover, so the angel of death will pass over your house. Okay, okay, that was that mark. Okay, in this time, okay, the mark is going to be spiritual. Okay, that tawab, okay, being in the spirit, following after Yahweh Hashem El Shai, following and acknowledging the word of the Most High as being the truth. Okay, in truth and in spirit. Okay, you're and being against the vibration of this world, the Lord will mark you spiritually, so that you will be deemed so that you may avoid the judgment that the Lord will bring upon this earth. Okay, during the time of Jacob's trouble. Okay, it says here, and they shall eat the flesh in that night, roast with fire and unleavened bread, and with bitter herbs they shall eat it. Okay, the bitter herbs represents the bitterness of captivity, even in this time. So yes, you have to eat bitter herbs. Okay, unleavened bread. Okay, because unleavened, which represents us putting off our evil, our sins, okay, and seeking to strive to become better and become new, striving to becoming more and more like as unto Yahweh Shai, which is again that blameless, unblemished lamb. Okay, it says here, eat it not raw, nor sodden at all with water, but roast with fire, his head with his legs and the perturbance thereof. Okay, so the whole lamb should be roasted, and ye shall let nothing of it remain until the morning. So the whole thing has to be eaten. Okay, and then whatever is left has to be, as it says, his head with his legs and with his Salakia. It says here, and that which remaineth of it until the morning ye shall burn with fire. Okay, and thus shall ye eat it, with your loins girded, your shoes on your feet, and your staff in your hand, and ye shall eat it in haste. It is the Lord's Passover. Okay, it says here, verse 12, for I will pass through the land of Egypt this night, and will smite all the firstborn in the land of Egypt, both man and beast, and against all the gods of Egypt will I execute judgment. I am the Lord Yahweh Ba'ashem El Shai, and the blood shall be to you for a token upon the houses where ye are. And when I see the blood, okay, I will pass over you. Okay, so again, representing that you believe, that blood represents Yahweh Shai. That blood represents that you believe in the words of Yahweh Ba'ashem El Shai. That blood, in a sense, in this time would be, which I said would be spiritual. That spiritual tawab. Okay, that mark that will, in a sense, make judgment go over you. Okay, so that is because you were found faithful and you were a servant of Yahweh Ba'ashem El Shai. Okay, and it says, I will pass over you, and the plagues shall not be upon you to destroy you when I smite the land of Egypt. Okay, so that is the Passover. Okay, that is what the sacrifice of the lamb. Okay, which it represents again Yahweh Shai, the blood. Okay, the unleavened bread again representing the body of Yahweh Shai, the blood representing Yahweh Shai's blood. Okay, the deliverance and the judgment brought upon our enemies. Okay, that's what the Passover symbolizes. Okay, to put that into perspective. Okay, so let's go back now pertaining to Easter. It says here, going back to the AI definition, it says here, Easter, a Christian holiday that commemorates the resurrection of Jesus. Okay, Jesus. Okay, it is the central event of Christian faith, symbolizing victory over sin and death, and promise of eternal life, which we know that this is bogus. Okay, Jesus didn't die for anyone. Yahweh Shai is the one that went on the cross. Okay, the so-called white man wouldn't die, wouldn't sacrifice himself for his own people, man. He wouldn't care about his own father, his own seed. Okay, that man is Isa Edom is the devil that the Bible speaks of, man. He only cares about himself, and even himself, he's not good unto himself, man. Okay, so let alone him sacrificing himself for his people. Okay, Isa Edom is a demon. Okay, Isa demon is a demon. Okay, anyways, okay, but again, so yeah, so they center Easter pertaining to the so-called quote unquote Jesus death, okay, on the cross, okay, but it's really Yahushai, okay. And again, when you go into that word Easter, okay, you go into Exodus, so like Acts 12 and 4, which is the only time the word Easter is mentioned in the Bible. Okay, it says here, Acts 12 and 4, and when he had apprehended him, he put him in prison and delivered him to four quadrillions of soldiers to keep him, intending after Easter to bring him forth to the people. Okay, so that was, as it says, pertaining to one of the men of the Lord being put in prison. Okay, and they were going to slay him. Okay, they were intended to slay him after Easter. Okay, and when you go into that word Easter, what does that mean? Okay, is that speaking of the commemoration of quote unquote Jesus death or resurrection? What does it say? It says Pashak. Okay, so again, it's Pasak. Okay, the Pasak sacrifice, which is accustomed to be offered for the people deliverance of old from Egypt. Okay, the Pasak lamb, the lamb of the Israelites, were accustomed to slay and eat on the 14th day of the month of Nisan, the first month of the year, in memory of the day on which their fathers, preparing to depart from Egypt, were bidden by the Most High to slay and eat a lamb, and to sprinkle their doorposts with its blood, that the destroying angel, okay, seeing the blood, might pass over their dwelling. It says here Hamashiach. Okay, Hamashiach crucified is likened to the slain Pashak lamb. Okay, you see. So again, yeah, as it says, okay, Easter is really another word for Pasak. Okay, Easter is another way of saying Pasak. Okay, so when they are celebrating Easter, when the so-called Christians, people in the world are celebrating Easter, they're completely off, man. Okay, ultimately they're celebrating a pagan and heathenistic custom. Okay, because again they're losing the whole point of the matter. Okay, because again, in a sense, I believe they eat fish. Even the fact that they eat fish, man, they don't even eat lamb. Okay, they're completely off, man. Okay, you see, their sacrifice is not a right sacrifice. It's an abomination in the eyes of Yahweh Hashem Yahushai. Okay, you see. So again, these people are going off, man, just by pretending to doing the right thing, man. Okay, they're completely off. Okay, because again, the Easter, quote unquote Easter, when it speaks about Easter in the Bible, it refers to the Passover. Okay, so when these people are celebrating Easter, they don't even know what they're celebrating. As it says, they know not what they worship. We know what we worship. Okay, we're not ignorant to the understanding of the Lord, man. Okay, we did our research. We look up words. Okay, we know what we're doing. We know what we're about. Okay, we're really about this. Okay, these Christians are just following what was brought to them without questioning the reality, man, which is nothing but lies and deceit. Okay, so again, when it speaks about Easter in the Bible, it speaks about the Passover again. It's another word for Passover. So these people are completely lost in the sauce. Okay, so again, the Passover represents, in this modern it correlates to the salvation in Egypt, which and we do it in remembrance of that time. Okay, because it was a solemn, it was ordered unto us to keep it as a custom, to remember what the Lord has done for us. Okay, throughout the generations. Okay, to remember that, hey, it's not, we didn't deliver ourselves, but the Lord delivered us. The Lord did all these miracles for His children. Okay, and again, we're doing it today. Okay, tonight we're gonna celebrate the Passover to again remember that the Lord is the one that's going to deliver us in this time. Okay, yet again, it's Yahweh Shai. Yahweh will send Yahweh Shai to deliver us yet again. Because again, in the spirit, Yahweh Shai is that angel of death. And if he passes over you, and we pray that he passes over us for our faith in the scriptures, in his words, in our diligence in serving the Lord. All right. So Lord willing, this was edifying, straight to the point. Until next lesson, shalom, shalom, shalom. All right, we're almost out of here, man. Lord willing, hey, this is the last Passover, man, in this wicked kingdom. All right, shalom.